Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you happen to be watching this. Welcome back for another Football Manager experiment on 2018's edition. We are going to be testing out how Paul Lambert is going to be getting on as a Stoke City manager. Now, let's be honest, this is Stoke's probably third or fourth choice of manager. They had plenty of targets before they made the decision to appoint Paul Lambert. What I want you guys to do, though, is leave me down in the comment section how you think Paul Lambert is going to get on. I personally really wanted to work for him because as a Norwich fan, he gave me some of the greatest moments of being a football fan. However, I just can't see how he's going to motivate the players. Well, he is a very, very good motivator, but I don't know. I really don't know how he's going to get on because Stoke have got some really, really good players and they should not be in this position. Let's be honest. Mark Hughes took them as far as he could and then eventually you stop listening to that particular manager. It's just how it goes sometimes. But in terms of Paul Lambert's record as a manager, started off at Livingston, Wickham and Colchester, then Norwich, had four very successful clubs and performed very well. And things started to go downhill at Aston Villa when they were going through a very difficult time financially. And he paid the price there. Took over as Blackburn manager and actually did quite well, avoiding relegation. And then was then unfairly let go of. Obviously, issues with that owner. And then was let go of Wolves manager. Dave Azzopardi will probably be able to tell me whether or not that was justified or not. I personally at the time didn't think so. But obviously, Wolves are now doing really, really well without him. And he's landed the Stoke job. So this is going to be a really interesting experiment. You see some of the things that he tends to do. This is all stuff that he used to do at Norwich. Uses a target man, uses counter-attacking to sign lower league players. He signs players that have got a point to prove. So we'll have a look at some of the transfers in a bit and see how he gets on as well. But yeah, as I said, I don't know how he's going to do in real life. Let me know down in the comment section how you think this appointment is going to do. Stoke fans, are you happy with this? Do you think it's going to work? As I said, let me know what you think. But we're going to holiday to the end of the first season and see how Paul Lambert got on. End of season 1, Paul Lambert Stoke ended up finishing in 12th place. So just below what they would do normally, which is not a great indication of how things would go under Paul Lambert in terms of Football Manager as a whole. Because obviously, with Football Manager, unless you have the in-game editor, you can't put it to a certain date or can't start a manager being on a certain date. So, they won 11 games. Other than beating Man City, it's against teams you would expect them to get results against. 11 draws, but 15 defeats. So, they did lose some games, obviously, against Palace, against Brighton, against Bournemouth. So, teams you would expect them to be beating. But, yeah, so they've survived by 10 points. In terms of the rest of the campaign, how do they get on? They got knocked down in the fourth round of the Carabao Cup by Sunderland. FA Cup, they managed to... Well, they got knocked down in the fifth round by Manchester United. So I'm guessing Paul Lambert's still in charge. Yes, he is. Got a contract until the end of next season, so it'll be interesting to see whether or not they keep him after that. If I doubt we'll do a part 2, but I'll have, that's something to have a look at. He's appointed Craig Shakespeare as his assistant manager. And in terms of the rest of the squad, did he do much with the rest of the... Let's have a look. Senior squad, got his own coaching. He was at Norwich, wasn't he? Yeah, at Norwich and also at Aston Villa with him. So he's brought in his own sort of coaching team as well. So that's interesting to see because obviously something I didn't say is I got rid of all of the assistant managers and coaches for Stoke because I wanted Paul Lambert to have his own backroom staff in. Transfer history wise then. So players out. Let's have a look at some major ones. So I suppose Jeff Cameron going for 1.9 million to Hull. That's a transfer out. And Choupo-Moting, who's only just joined the club, has gone out as well. So he was sold at the end of the January transfer window for £9 million to Torino. In terms of players in, made 3 signings before the season started. So he signed Tom Davies on loan from Everton, so a youngster with a point to prove. Mohamed El-Neni, I suppose he has a point to prove as well. Obviously, he's transfer listed on the Football Manager game, So he's got a point to prove and has started for Stoke. John Guidetti, again, I suppose he has a point to prove, was in England, didn't really make the grade at Man City, and has joined Stoke this season for £13 million, and then made 2 signings in the January transfer window. Paul Aguela, right back, who's 32 years old. I don't really know if he has a point to prove, but that's an interesting one. And Reece James, who is a youngster from Chelsea. So, interesting signings. 3 players, I suppose, with a point to prove, maybe 4. But that goes along with the premise of what he's suggested. Appearance-wise, Jack Butland, Shaqiri, Kurt Zouma, also Eric Peters as well, has also got the most appearances in terms of the squad. It looked like a fairly settled team. There's a lot of players here who did not appear. And it looks like a fairly settled front 11, so not much changing other than that. Goal scorers wise, John Guidetti's the main top goal scorer, and Saido Berahino managed to get in 8 goals as well. So John Guidetti's actually proved to be a very, very good signing. Assists wise, not very many to talk about. Average rating wise, Darren Fletcher, Mr. Reliable in the middle, has got just over a 7.0 average rating. So I think that'll be it in terms of this experiment. He's done slightly worse than what Stoke were doing under Mark Hughes. So he's not proven to be a massive success, but he has avoided relegation. But the crucial thing is he going to be able to do it in real life? As I said, Stoke fans or anybody else who has an opinion on this, let me know down in the comment section. Do you think that Paul Lambert is the right choice for Stoke? Do you think he can survive? And what, Stoke fans, what positions does Paul Lambert need to start looking at? Where does he need to improve on the squad? Let me know down in the comment section. I will reply to every single comment that you guys leave. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch the video. As I've said, if you have enjoyed it, hit the like button, comment, and subscribe for more content. And until we see each other next time, adios.